Today we're going to learn how to use the ECG, the electrocardiogram. It is a human model. It has a number of cables. It has about 10 cables, which is capable of taking what we call 12 lead ECGs. But we're only going to be interested in what's called lead 2 ECG, and we'll demonstrate how to take ECGs with lead 2. So first of all, we insert the grey patient cable at the side of the machine, push it in firmly, tighten the 2 screws. Next, we plug in the AC power, the mains power in here, and we switch it on at the mains. If there's no electric mains, the unit has its own built-in battery. After it's switched on at the mains, we can then switch on the machine itself and it powers up. The screen on the monitor lights up when the power is on, and there are 3 readings coming through: lead 1, lead 2, lead 3. Lead 2 is the one that we're interested in. So once we've attached the patient, we'll see the ECG appear along here. As an option, if we want to, we can print out the ECG. So we start off by pressing the patient information. When we do that, the screen changes for patient information, and then we use the touchpad to enter in basically the name and the age and the sex, the gender is really all we need, using the touch keypads here and the up and down arrows to navigate. And then once we've entered all the information, we press enter to save. We press enter to save. As I said before, there are several cables that come with the unit, but we only really need 3 of these. So I've packed the others away into this red bag to keep them out of the way and prevent them getting tangled with the others. It is important to keep the cables as parallel as possible and not having them tangled, or else there is interference in the ECG reading. There are 3 clips that are used to attach to the patient, and these are color coded. The end of the cable with the R, the letter R in the red color, screws in here, so you press it in and loosen off the screw if necessary, tighten the screw, and then it's in. The same with the green and the same with the yellow. And then these 3 are now ready for attaching to the patient. For attaching to the patient, we use cardiac gel. Now this cardiac gel has an extra cap in here, so you may have to remove this cap before using the cardiac gel. You apply the cardiac gel to the electrode plate. This is the electrode plate. So you apply sufficient cardiac gel to each of the electrode plates before applying these to respective positions on the patient. Okay, so now we have the patient with the clips attached, the electrode clips attached to the appropriate legs. The leads are as straight, the cables are as straight as possible, and then the machine here, we can see the machine, the ECG is running okay. The animal's fairly relaxed, there's not much interference. At this stage, we can save a copy of the ECG waveform onto the patient record by pressing the save button, and then we can go on and take a print of the ECG. So I press the print button once. It takes about 10 seconds for the printer to start printing. Once it starts to print, then only we really need to take 10 centimeters maybe of ECG. Press stop again, and then we can tear this off as a record. Okay, after finishing with the ECG, you remove the cables by unscrewing. Then it's important, because there will be some gel left on these cables, on these clips, it's important that you then wash these in soapy water. So take these over to the sink, running soapy water to remove the excess gel from the electrodes. These can then be dried and put away in storage for the next time. Printed instructions for using the ECG machine are kept alongside it. Also, I have collected links to help you interpret the electrocardiograph. You will find these by opening the e-learning link on the faculty page of the AFU website. If you want to view the EC recording that was saved previously on a patient, then you click on Menu. The screen then changes and you use the down arrow to move down to Review, because you want to review a previous ECG, and you press Enter to select. The previously recorded ECGs will come up, and you use the left and the right arrows to move to the selected patient. We move the down arrow to recall, and we press Enter to select that. So this is a previously recorded ECG. Now you can see it's looking quite clear at the moment, and then there's some movement. You can see how that interferes with the graph. It adds in a lot of irregularities in the baseline there, the movement, that interferes with the ECG. So it's very important that the animal is relaxed. If there's a lot of tension, muscle tension, the same thing will happen. If there's not enough contact, like contact gel, then similar results. So you want the animal to be really quiet, use sufficient contact material, and ensure that the cables are parallel with each other as much as possible and not tangled. Otherwise, it interferes with the ECG. When you're finished reviewing the ECG, you simply go back and press Menu, which returns you to this screen. You press the up arrow if you're going to be going to Acquisition, and press Enter, and that brings you back for acquiring or taking the ECG. To change the paper, you insert your thumb in the little notch here, lift it up, you remove the old card that's in there. Once it's empty, there'll just be a card. And to replace, you simply drop in the roll, leaving a little here, pressing this down, but you have to press this down firmly until it clicks, and that's the roll replaced.